Welcome, everybody. This is Conversations with Carla, and I have Regina with us today, and she is super fancy web genius. Anything, in my opinion, websites and of course lead pages and the like. And before we get going, I just want to give you guys a little bit of reminders if you're new to Blab. If you have a question, please, and I'm going to do an example right now, type /Q and then a space, and that will let us know you have a question. And just because you guys might be commenting to each other, and it's so much easier when it's called out that you have a question. So if you could do that, that would be fabulous. So I'm going to chat with Regina for a little bit. It could be 10 minutes, could be 20 minutes or 45 minutes, but then we definitely want this to be interactive. So post questions and we will pull you in and we'll go as long as we want today. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Excellent. And just so I usually keep these around 45 minutes. Sometimes they go for much longer. What is your time frame today, Regina? What are you thinking?
So I'm on the East Coast, and I would like to, I can probably stay on for about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour, and then just take requests to take things offline after that. How does that sound?
It's perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
And if you guys feel pulled, please, tell a little birdie or post it to Facebook or whatever, only if you find us to be really valuable. We both appreciate that. All right. So Regina, who are you? What do you do? Tell us about you.
So my name's Regina. I am in Washington, D.C., a little bit south of D.C. And my day job is I'm an IT manager for the Department of Defense. I work for the Air Force and the Navy, and I've been doing web pages for almost 20 years. And wow. I have decided that instead of building web pages for people and the government, that I would turn around and help people to be able to put their websites together, to put their lead pages together. I call it a client getting web system, where people, coaches in the coaching industry, are able to build their websites click by click. It's a group coaching program, and I share with people how to get their email lists up and running.
Awesome. You have like government secrets here.
I won't tell you any of those.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, that's pretty great. So, we've been talking about lead pages and client getting systems and all that stuff. So people who are just starting out, if they don't know any lingo, can you break it down just for like the novice? Assuming we know what a website is.
Sure.
But then, like, there's some really shitty websites out, like mine included. Mine's getting.
Yours is pretty good. Yours is pretty good. Well, so what we really want to do is build our community online now, right? That's and right. Having a website doesn't necessarily have to be fancy anymore. We just want to have our homepage, our contact us page, and a lead page where you are able to offer something of value. You're a subject matter expert in whatever field, be it whatever industry you're serving, that you would have something of value that you could give away for free to your community in exchange for their name and their email address, that you would be able to build your list and start communicating with people via email. Online, it normally takes anywhere from like 7 to 10 interactions with somebody before they'll actually buy from you. So it's something where you start to build a relationship with people who are interested in your products or services. If you're like a relationship coach, you have an opportunity to give something of value for free, tips on how to build your online dating profile, for example. Right. People download that information, and then you're able to give them more information on how to find that ideal relationship. That's an idea, okay. An example, for an example.
Hang on one second. So as you're speaking, you're kind of going in and out, kind of like robot-y. And people who are in the chat, do you notice that? Like, I don't know if it's my internet connection. Yeah, okay, you guys notice that too. Am I doing it too? Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
So, so
mine,
one thing that I would say, if you have other things
just
open on your
mine.
computer, any other like websites or anything, close that because it could be eating your RAM. I pretend I know what I'm talking about.
Close everything.
Okay, great.
We can do that.
Perfect. And we'll see if that helps. Yeah.
See if that's
Okay,
a little
great.
bit better.
So why landing pages appointment? So I have a question about that. So, you know, I know it's all about psychology, and we get burned as humans, we get burned out on the same thing all the time. You know, like sometimes big red buttons are really
Mhm.
helpful. Sometimes arrows are, and other times those are totally annoying. And pop-ups are annoying, but they're really effective. So what is like right now, you know, in
Mhm.
November 2015, what's like the hot thing to do or not to do? So for example, you know, keeping things above the fold, and do you have like an opt-in on every page, or is it just once? Like what's sort of the rule of thumb on that?
So absolutely, above the fold is one of my
Okay.
5 landing page tips. That when somebody comes to your website, that information is, and when we say above the fold, we mean like the top half of your web page, that they don't have to scroll to find it, that it's right there as soon as they hit the page, that that opt-in information is there. If it's that big yellow button, that big orange button, or even if it is a form at the top of your website, like maybe you have a website that has blog posts, that you would have an opt-in form for
Right.
your newsletter right at the top. How am I sounding?
No,
Am
you
I
sound
sounding
much
like I'm
better.
breaking up
Um,
still?
yeah.
Sound a little bit
So I'm
better?
just trying to read. Oh, okay. So you were talking about relationship coaching, giving value for free and following up with them. That was great. So I wanted her to complete your thought for those who didn't hear you completely because you were being a little bit robot-y. Do you, yeah, sorry. Do you remember what you
Oh,
were
okay.
saying?
Well, oh, in regards to starting a relationship with people who are interested in you as a subject matter expert in your field, that you would be able to have people's email address and email folks good information. You know, mainly it's 80% information, 20% sales. If they're looking for a relationship coach, if they're looking for a health coach, there's a lot of information that you can share with people in your emails that you would be able to start to build a rapport with people, that they build
Yeah,
a level of trust with you. Does that answer your
looks
question,
like so.
Kelly?
Yes. Thank you. And the one thing I just want to remind people, if you do have a question, if you could type /Q and then a space, that will let us know that there's a question. Uh, so please, if you can do that, that'd be fabulous. Okay. So we covered a little bit like why landing pages are important and what to do with them. So I put in there, you said, 80% content and 20% sales. So I said, give, I'm using more Gary V language, give, ask.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's once you have their email list. So with a landing page, there are a couple of
Okay.
things that you want to do and a
Let's
couple of
get into
things you
that. Yeah.
don't want to do, right? Like you want to, when you build your landing page, you want
One.
them to do one thing,
Okay, great.
and that's to opt into your list. You don't want to have your website and your Facebook page and your Twitter account. You don't want to have all of those links on your landing page. Your landing page has them do one thing, and that's to opt into your list. Now, you might have 5 links to opt in to that one thing, repetitive in a sense, but you only want that
Okay,
landing page to serve one purpose, and that's to have people
great.
join your email list. Another key point for landing pages is that you don't necessarily want to have a whole bunch of questions.
Totally.
Otherwise, they're going to click away, right? You want, number one, to get their email address. And number two, maybe their name. Like on all of mine, I ask for their first name. That when I'm emailing them, it's personalized. However, the more questions you ask, the less likely they're going to fill out the form and click the submit button. So you're just asking for information in exchange for whatever that really cool giveaway is, right? Having your call to action above the fold, we mentioned that one. And also that you want to make your call to action super obvious, that you're actually telling them what to do, that you have that button that says click here to download this free book or to sign up for this free session or to get this free report. You actually want to have that spelled out for them. Click here to download now.
Yeah, I mean,
that it's really obvious,
right? And
they can't miss it.
A couple of places, right? Like 3 places to. I don't know if that's what you're going to say or not, but yeah, we want it to be super, super obvious. Where like if they're like 17 kids are screaming at them, they still know what to do, right? Like or whatever. Like we're ADHD, you know, whatever terminology you want to use. Most of us are. Cell phones are going off, we're being distracted. So if people have to think, they're not going to do it.
Right.
Right.
And that's a great point. You want to make this super easy for them. You actually want to appeal to their lizard brain in a sense, where your lead page is going to ask them really simple to download your free guide versus having you don't necessarily want to talk about your product so much as you want to talk about whatever their pains are, that you're speaking to whatever their needs are on your opt-in page, because you don't necessarily have to have a whole lot of information on there, but to share with them 5 surefire secrets for attracting more money. Like that's one of mine. And I get a lot of people who opt in. I have a lot of people in my group coaching program who they're making, changing the way they think about money and making a lot of money, having a lot of money start attracted to them by getting rid of limited beliefs that they have.
The only thing that stops us is us, really.
Exactly. It's not out there, right? It's all inner game stuff. It's like 92.7% inner game stuff is our success, really. It's not out there. It's inside.
Can you check if you have anything else open? Because you started to go a little bit in and out again. I just want to make sure, like if Skype is open, just to make sure everything is closed so it's not, okay. All right. It could just be your internet connection. So
no. Yeah, and I'll do the headset thing next time around.
That's totally fine.
Excuse me. But I don't have that.
So someone asked if we could drop a link to a model landing page that you like. And you don't necessarily have to do that at this moment, but before we end, maybe one to your landing page. I would nudge.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can
now as she's doing that, if anybody has any questions, like let us know who you are. Are you just getting started in growing your business online? Are you, a year into it, 2 years, a month? Let us know where you are, because that will also help with the lingo. If you know what landing pages are, that's great. If you don't, I really want to gear this to the people who are live here so you can get as much value as possible. And thinking of having a landing page 1 year in. Oh, you sell a product. Awesome. What do you sell? I'm curious. And so Regina, that brings up a good, well, I think it's a good question. If someone is selling a product versus a service, would you suggest them to do anything differently on a landing page?
Well, if you have a sales page, which is a little bit different from an opt-in page where you're providing something for free, With a sales page, you may even want to do some marketing ahead of time and putting together a webinar or a video on your landing page that has people, you want to give them information when you're selling a product for them to click over to your PayPal account to pay, and then have them, with a landing page, you want to have your sales page, and then you want to have your thank you page. Same too for your opt-in. You have two pages. You have your opt-in page, and then once they opt in, you have the thank you page. And there's actually a process that goes on behind the landing pages. You have your WordPress website. I use WordPress. You have your WordPress website where you're hosting your landing page. You have your email software in the back end where you're capturing people's names and email addresses. And then you have your leadpages.net is a really popular software program for people to have super duper easy, attractive landing pages. So you have all of these things tied in together to be able to put together what I call a client getting web system. So that's one of the things I do, is help people build this thing. It's really confusing and overwhelming sometimes for somebody who is concentrating on their business, selling their product, and then having to deal with the technology, the latest and greatest technology. So that's where I come in to help people to be able to get their landing pages up and running.
Yeah, you're like the techie.
Fast.
You're the techie side of it, yeah?
Yeah. I've been doing it for years. So, and there's so many different ways you can do it, right? There's, as far as email, there's GetResponse, there's MailChimp, there's One Shopping Cart, Infusionsoft. There's like a gazillion, okay, maybe not a gazillion, but maybe 24 really great email marketing software programs out there. So you need to be able to figure out how to utilize your web page and your email software to get everything linked up and integrated. So that's one of the things that I bring to the table.
There's a couple of questions that I just want to, we'll get to in a second. Okay. One thing that I want to, one thing that I want to bring up. So I know you're like the tech side, and we're going to totally get into the tech side, but something that I have learned, and I want to ask you is, and there's lots of different terminology. People, like say like the tripwire, like you give something free and then the tripwire and all that. I like to say welcome mat, right? It's the welcome to my world.
I like that.
Now I've learned or been told that the free thing, you want them to be able to consume in 4 to 40 minutes, like something really simple, like the tips, not like an ebook. Like I've been told, like that's the worst giveaway, because that's something that you would then sell for like $9. Like you get them to then buy it for like $7 or $9, because then they're buyers. And once someone buys something for you once, they're more likely to buy something, from you again. And so it's like they're already bought in. So what is your, I know you're the tech side, so that might not be in your wheelhouse. I have a feeling it is, but what do you think?
I have a lot of my clients do give away ebooks. I have one that's actually just giving away like the first chapter, and somebody gets the opportunity to find out a little bit more about the book, and then they could go buy it. A lot of people simply have PowerPoint presentations where they're providing information that is, one of my clients just the other day, Johanna McLean, she had like 5 PowerPoint slides talking about branding and how to brand your business. And it was great. And it was something that simple that people wanted to be able to download that PowerPoint. And now she has them on her list so that she'd be able to offer additional services. If they were interested in branding their business, she'd be able to help them. There's all different kinds of things, but you're right. It's something that you want to have that's just a couple of pages that folks would be able to download. That's a taste of what you do, that you're showing that you know what you're talking about, that you're a subject matter
Yeah.
expert in your field, that you would be able to invite them to your website if you had more information available
Great.
to them.
Are there, yeah,
What were
so
some other
let's,
questions?
this one, are there any free landing page options that you could recommend?
Free landing page options.
Well, I mean, you can actually make a landing page in Photoshop, but it takes forever, and then you have to put code in to push a button. Like there's lots of free ways to do it. What is that?
What's coming to mind is that you can get your WordPress website up and running for free. That WordPress.com will host the website for you. And I believe you can create a form. A lead page in its simplest form is providing value and having a name and email address. So I'm thinking WordPress.com might be that free, the easiest, cheapest way to be able to get a landing page out there. Now that doesn't include the email part of it. The email software is an additional piece, and I want to say MailChimp still offers their services for free. Some of them do for 30 days. You get to try on their email service, and then they're going to upgrade you. If you start to build your email list, that's where they're going to be able to provide more customized features for you. I think MailChimp still has a free service.
So she said that she is on WordPress.org, and then and she said she just can't afford lead pages right now. What is lead pages going for right now? Is it like $300 for the year or something like that? Do you know?
I don't think it's that expensive.
Great.
But it's, I think it is a good investment, like 200 some.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it does feel like a big chunk of change, and totally, I understand, like when we can't afford it, we can't afford it. I know that, intimately. And if you have it set up, like, which Regina's going to get into, and we'll get going there, like how to systemize it, you can make that back really quickly, depending on your services, depending on your product. So it is, it is a business, and this is
true
for me. And I'm just going to sidebar in a minute, and then we're going to go focus totally back onto what you do. But what changed in my business, and I'm not saying that this is what you're doing, Lisa. This is not a call out to you in any way. It's just triggering something in me, obviously. When I decided to invest in my business and do it as a business and not a hobby is where a lot of things changed. And so how I changed looking at things of it costing me so much and I don't have the money, but actually like putting it on a credit card because it's a business credit card, because people actually get business loans, like not going into guilt or shame because I'm not making enough money to pay all my bills and to invest in my business. Like sometimes we freaking have to invest. However, it's borrowing money or credit cards or anyway, I just wanted to say it is an investment, but you're going to.
Right. It's an investment in yourself because you're marketing yourself more often than not. So Lead Pages is great. And a lot of the email software programs are having lead page capabilities coming up and running. So I use GetResponse. And with GetResponse, you can make a very simple opt-in form. I want to say maybe the most inexpensive is like $9.95 a month. So it's a smaller investment than putting that money up front for the whole year. So there are other options. The reason I love leadpages.net so much is because they have templates that are scientifically designed, engineered to appeal to that lizard brain to have people opt into your list. The best opt-in giveaway freebie is absolutely wonderful, but if your lead page sucks, they're not going to opt in for your thing. It really is about the lead page having it cosmetically appealing and attractive and having good marketing copy to have them opt into your thing. You want them to have your free thing, your giveaway. You're the subject matter expert, but if the landing page is not attractive, then you don't have a high conversion rate. You don't have a high turnover rate. And I've been doing this for years, and it wasn't until I started using lead pages that it really made a difference in my business.
Like you said, they are scientifically proven. When you go to their website, it's like the most effective, and it's like that week. You know, it's like the ones that are getting the most response. So I put a new question up. Jose has a question. Is a landing page different from your home page, or the two are part of one?
Yes, a landing page is different from your home page, and a landing page can be your home page. So you'll have your home page that resolves to your domain name. And then if you have a landing page, you can have that landing page show up in front of your visitors, so you can set it up that it can be your home page. I have some customers who they have their domain name, they purchased their WordPress account, but the first thing they got up and running was their landing page, that people would be able to start scheduling appointments with them, or to be able to start getting information from them. They put their lead page up first. And your lead page can also very easily be made to be just a normal page on your website, where you have your home page too. You're sharing with people your products and services and how you help people. And the landing page becomes like a second page. But you can have it timed, so like lead boxes. You can, I'm sure this has happened for you guys. You visit a website and that little box pops up that says, hey, join the email list or subscribe to the newsletter. That's something that's not too obtrusive, that you can click away, but it shows up that has people sign up for your email list. That's another wonderful feature of leadpages.net, that they have lead boxes as well as landing pages.
Yeah, and those.
Does that answer the question?
Let's say, Jose, will you let us know in the chat if that answered your question? And if anybody else has any questions, yes. Okay, great.
Can I scroll up? Okay, Lisa, that's funny. If I had a husband paying the mortgage, it would help. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? I agree. ClickFunnels too have both. ClickFunnels cost less for value. There are a lot of different ways to be able to bake this cake. There's a lot of options out there to be able to put this together, this opportunity to start building your email list. And one of the things that I do is I take that overwhelm and anxiety out of the way and share with you a proven system that you can get your lead page and your website up and running within. You can sit down and do it within a week, within a weekend with my class, but you can also spend a little bit of time to understand how you're putting your website up and running, a little bit of information about marketing copy. My class also has some group coaching where every night,
I was like,
every night, every week, we come together, people around the world, and they ask questions. Regina, how do I do this? This is broken. I don't know how to do that. That we actually support each other as a community in how to put together their client getting web system is what I call it. How to get your information out
She's going to talk about her class, how you could get into it. The link that you put up as a sample of a good lead page, was that about your class, or is that about something else?
That was just my grabber, my lead page. So yeah, let me put up my information regarding my class.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea.
We'll definitely talk about it, more than once. So someone else had a question, and now I see that you did Q/try/Q. I may have told you to do it the wrong way. I have sort of a dyslexic brain, so I apologize, which is why I'm not a tech geek. I would screw code up like you wouldn't believe. But the question someone is asking is, what is the average conversion rate on lead pages? And I want to say it depends on a lot of things, but that's just from what I've learned. What is in your experience, what the average conversion rate is? And if you don't know it, that's okay too. I
don't know that I can answer that question with integrity, because there are so many factors. You're right. There are so many factors. What your industry is, what your product or service is, what your community is that you are promoting your lead page to. There's a lot of different factors. But if you go to leadpages.net, I'm sure they have the statistics. It's very easy for you to sign up for, if they have a I think they have an email list where they are going to give you some great information about lead pages, that they'd be able to give you the statistics. The statistics are really great with lead pages in that they even give you the opportunity to choose templates with the highest conversion rate. They're actually doing the statistics on the templates that they're creating. So they're going to share with you the things that are the best turnover.
Yeah, and if you guys ever watch a webinar by what's the guy in Lead Pages who he does the webinars? I forget his name, but I have Lead Pages, and every time I watch it, I want to buy it again because he's just so brilliant. Like, he does it in 2 seconds and has a website up. I'm like, I do own it. But then I call Regina help me because she's the expert.
Yeah.
Okay,
makes it really easy.
What is the average that you get yourself? So do you have any idea, like your average, your conversion rate that you get on your lead pages?
I know that, like, I have in my email signature block, I have my lead magnet. And oftentimes when I send out emails to a group or like to announce my meetup, I have a meetup in Washington, D.C. called Money Attraction Mastery. Every time I send out an email, I'm putting that lead magnet in there, and I'm getting people who opt in all the time to be able to download information. And I honestly think it's because they click that link because they're interested, and then it's cosmetically appealing for people to start opting in for whatever it is that you're promoting.
Great. Was that a fair enough answer to asking her particular stats? You might have a scientific mind. It's like 72% or 90%. The other thing that I want to say about these stats, it also depends on where are you advertising. Are you going to hot traffic, warm traffic, cold traffic? All of those play a part in your conversion. And so if your marketing is spot on and, you're going to people, your copy is great, your rate is going to be super, super high, especially if you're using lead pages, because it's going to be slick and talking to your lizard brain, and they're going to be salivating, saying, yes, please, but if you're advertising how to lose weight to, people who don't want to lose weight, you're not going to have a good conversion rate. So there's a lot to play when we talk about those stats, in my opinion. Okay, so where do you want to take this next? We could bring someone in. Do you want to talk more about your class? Were there some questions that I haven't asked that you want to share? What are you feeling?
I think I want to share one more link, and that is if anybody is interested in just a free consult regarding lead pages, or to be able to ask me some questions about it. I do have a link that I'd be able to share with folks.
Great.
Just to be able to be in the conversation. I really want to help as many people as I can to be able to get their client getting web system together, because it's taken me years to figure this out, really. And now technology is out there and it's super easy. In my mind, it's super easy, but it may not be super easy for people who are just coming into building their businesses online. So that's where I want to be able to help.
Great. Yes to consult. Okay, great, Sandra. So Sandra said that she just started with her lead pages. Her first freebie is an intention tracker and got so many opt-ins today. That's awesome.
Congratulations. Way to go, Sandra. Good job.
I'm feeling like this is a good time to pull some people in. If they have any questions specifically, like Jose did to his website, or to talk about, there's so many things behind the scenes. I don't know if this is the call for that. Maybe that's another call, like behind the veil of how to do this stuff, because this is sort of like the front sparkly stuff, and you do all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, she did not get the names though. Where did they go? Okay. Well, let's see. Like, let me open up the seat. You cool with bringing someone on, Regina?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
great. So Jose, why don't you, since you were on before, if you want to hop on now, and you could ask some questions if you still have questions about your website and lead pages, and if not, maybe we could bring Sandra on and we could have a conversation. Okay, sure, great. Come on, come join the party. I like to call this the love seat. Come in the love seat, and we will help you.
The love seat.
Yeah.
Hello again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we were off the record when you first came in. So please introduce yourself and tell us how, the awesome graphic designer that you are and where people could find you.
That I'm trying to be. Yeah, well, my name is Jose Lopez, but there are so many Joses out there that I turn it into Jets. So it can be like easier to remember.
Okay.
And, well, I finished school like a couple of years ago, and I was working for a big company, and now I'm trying to do my own thing, and starting my first web page, like for myself, and well, I like to do abstract designs, so I thought it was a good idea to like do some art prints, and that's pretty much it right now.
Great. So who are you target? Like, have you dissected your business plan at all, or just like who do you want to sell your stuff to? Are you looking to sell it to, moms or businesses to put up in their place, like, or do you just want to? Haven't you looked at that at all?
Well, I would like to appeal like people that it's kind of like between 20s and 30s, and that have like a taste for like abstract things and like crazy colors. And I haven't developed my business plan yet. I didn't go to business school, so all I know it's basically design, composition, elements, color. So I'm starting to read some to get interested in doing businesses and reading books about it, but I don't know much about it. So.
Well, I help artists and healers grow their business. That's one thing that I do, and so does Regina. And so let's turn this over to Regina, because you did, Jose, if you can put your link again to your website in the chat, that way everybody could see it. Regina, did you get a chance to just take a look at it?
I did pop over. It looks very attractive and great information there. So what might you have that you would be able to give away for free to have people opt into your email list? That landing page, what would that product or service be?
Well, what I'm thinking.
Any ideas?
Yeah, well, I have been hearing you, and what I'm thinking it's that, well, I'm trying to sell like art, right? So I did have some classes at school about interior design. So, and since that is kind of like in the same area, I guess, because if you want to hang something, maybe I can share that with people like for free, like get your free advice on how to decorate your room, maybe.
Or even if you had 5 surefire tips on how to redesign your room, something like that, that they'd be able to download and read, that they would find that you're a subject matter expert on interior design, or maybe even some samples, all kinds of different ideas where you'd be able to give people tips on maybe colors or light.
Well,
or different types of styles.
The fact that you use so much color, you know, like the tip thing, like how to style your house with bringing in flair, making it colorful. You know, a lot of people think, well, I don't know what a lot of people think. I could be making this shit up, but you know, like you can't really, you can't mix and match too much color. Like that's not allowed. So you could show people how to have a colorful house, and it still flow and feel nice and not feel cluttery or, you know, whatever people's fears are.
Yeah.
And then that also leads them into, like, I have this awesome art piece that you can use, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I also
I actually just got that idea from you girls right now. Like, oh yeah, I could do that.
There you go. You're welcome.
It's very, very useful. All the tips you're giving away. Thank you.
So Regina, how would he do, because you saw his website, which I think is totally slick. So how can he add in a lead page without taking away from that creativity and that color? Would it be a pop-in? Would it be a separate page? Like what do you recommend for him?
So a lead box would be fine for that it doesn't take away from the home page. And then also to be able to have a totally separate page where he's sending traffic. People are going to look him up on Google or Bing, and they'll land on his homepage if he has a search engine optimization ideal. But you can also drive traffic to your landing page with Google AdWords, for example. That is one way of advertising to be able to drive traffic to a particular page. Doesn't necessarily have to be your home page. It can be any page on your website that you're sending traffic to. And that including your lead page that would offer your free tips on interior design. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your home page. Your landing page can be separate from your home page.
Do you recommend
and even have a link to it, a navigation link from your home page?
You're reading my mind. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Perfect.
What?
Have it really obvious. That was tip number 1. Make your call to action obvious.
And above the fold.
Even if it's on your home page. On all of your web pages, have that opt-in on all of your pages if possible. Maybe in the navigation side on the side.
Great. Let's see, Sandra. Would you like to come on next? Jose, did we answer enough questions for you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, just one last one. Do you have any
Sure.
Preferred way of doing, like, should you go for a short video or just like a little PowerPoint presentation for your landing
Great
page?
question.
Great question.
So I read on the internet just last week that Google is pushing people up to the top of their search engines. If you have a video on your home page, Google is going to present that higher up in the ranks than if you don't have a video. If you put a video on your home page, even if you put a publish it to YouTube and then in an iframe publish it on your home page, you're going to get a lot more traffic if you're using a video versus a PowerPoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That answers my question.
Welcome.
I'll put those.
Good talking to you. Thank you.
Points. Thank you, and I'll let somebody else join in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep in touch.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
Yeah. I just followed you, and
Absolutely.
And I'll see, like, if you get another one of these calls, I'll be there.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye, Regina.
Here's to
Bye,
your success.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Sandra, the seat should be open. Wow, you are so quick.
How you doing?
All right. Welcome, Sandra. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you for the first time, Carla and Regina. What a godsend this was, because I just started with lead pages, and I'm usually a quick self-learner, self-teacher, I don't know, whatever you call it. And I spent hours and hours, and I finally figured it out. I was having a problem connecting the lead page to the thank you page, I was pulling my hair out, and I found it very difficult because,
Yeah, that's hidden.
oh my gosh. So I got the cheapy version and I didn't pay for the support. So I was just like, you got to be kidding me. So one night I was just like, I'm done with this. The next day I woke up and it was like some obvious thing that I missed. But so I'm really excited to be here, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. I did put a link to my freebie right up above, and this is what it looks like. It's called an intention tracker. I have mine filled in.
Great.
And,
can I pause you for one?
Sure.
1 second.
Sure. Yep.
Who are you and what do you do?
Oh, damn. I forgot to tell you that. So who am I? I'm a crazy woman on Blab. I call myself the inspirational expert. I am a social entrepreneur, a motivational speaker, and a inspirational expert. I usually say that first. I wake up every day and live to inspire others and help them bring their words to life. And I do that in a couple of different ways. First thing is our inspirational products. We have a line of products called Say It Forward. It's like pay it forward, but with words. And these are like some of the cards that we just launched. My daughters and I run the company. My daughters and I run the company, and it started just with a kind gesture, putting positive notes on the back of pieces of paper and handing them out at coffee shops, and it kind of caught on. We didn't have a name for it. We were calling it instant message. And then one day I was like, it's kind of like pay it forward with words. So we trademarked Say It Forward. We just launched the cards on Blab, believe it or not.
I love it.
And now I'm going crazy with lead pages because I really want it to just stick. And so we have a product line, like I said, the cards and all the messages on the back of the cards. It's really cool. They're crowdsourced from people. So people tweet at us. When we go to events, like I visit the elderly at a nursing home because I'm a therapy dog team with my dog, and we visit people and we gather all their quotes and then form them into collections. So the first one's called Gratitude and Moments That Matter.
Awesome.
And all the quotes are all crowdsourced, and they're all gratitude quotes. So they're really cool. So I'm really excited about the products. And then the other part of my business, it's Say It International, the products. And then I teach online courses and do one-on-one work with primarily women in business between 30 and 60-ish. And I help them with social media. My average client is some type of person that says, I have a Facebook and a website and I'm all set, Sandra. And I'm like, no, you're not all set. There's more to life than Facebook. And so I try to help them bring their words to life in a creative way on, not only on Facebook, but Instagram, Twitter, teaching them things. And the last part of it is my speaking. I go into workplaces and do lunch and learns and things like that, and teach people in the workplace how to be positive, stay positive, and spread positive. So those are my three things. And I'm excited to learn about lead pages, and just randomly found you when I was supposed to be working on my lead pages. I'm like, maybe I'll just peek on Blab tonight. I'm like, oh, I'm meant to be here. Look at these two angels sitting here waiting for me. So the first thing, like I had said, our mission is to cause positive disruptions and teach people about positivity. So the intention tracker.
Spread that shit everywhere.
Yeah, the intention tracker is just, you guys have potty mouths too. I love it because I'm a potty. But the idea of the intention tracker came because I was telling this story today on my Blab. I have a show on Blab called Blab Rehab, and it's not a place for crazy blabbers to go. It's a place to leave in a positive state. So that's my show.
Wow, I love it.
So today I was telling stories. I had Karen Yankovic and Susie Nardo, two other entrepreneurs that I met on Blab. And I was telling this story about how this intention tracker started. The whole theme was start your day with an intention. Yeah, sure.
I really do want to hear the story, and I want to be mindful of time, and I want to be, just because Regina only has maybe 10 more minutes.
Oh, no problem. I don't have to finish. I can just say the intention tracker happened because of, an intention that I made, and then people were like, oh, you should make a tracker. So this is the first thing I posted, and it really got, and I think I did an okay job. I'm curious to see what the experts think. It really got a big opt-in, and now my problem, Regina, is it's connected to Constant Contact, and I see my subscribers going up, but who the hell are they? They just blended into the other hundreds that I have.
Oh.
Like, why aren't I getting Regina opted in or Mary opted in? Like, where does that go? I guess that's my question.
So what's your back end software again?
Constant Contact, and it's on I have a
Constant
Shopify
Contact.
site, but it wasn't connected through that.
Yeah, so what you could do is create a separate campaign
Yeah.
for that landing page alone.
Okay. And I thought I did.
That anybody who opts in is going into a particular queue. For example,
Okay.
I have a couple of opt-ins. I have one for Money Attraction Mastery, a program that I'm doing. I have another one for lead pages that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And for all of my clients, they have their own separate email campaigns.
Okay.
So for tonight's, I didn't get one. I wanted to get one up and running for tonight. But even for a webinar, you can have your own campaign to have people opting in for that one particular webinar. You don't
Okay.
need to put everybody into one bucket. Have an individual one so you know where they opted in.
Yeah.
You may come up with a couple of other great ideas for opting in. Have
Yeah.
every single one of those
Yeah.
opt-in pages with their own email campaign.
And so 2 questions. Where did they go now if they're just blent in? There's no way for me to decipher that, right? I guess is my first
True.
question.
You
Okay.
might want to tweak the back end lickety split like tomorrow
Okay, so
Well,
I would do
or
that.
tonight.
Wait, I have a suggestion for you.
Sure.
Because that happened to me too.
Yeah.
Although I was using MailChimp, so I actually don't know Constant Contact, so this might not apply to you. But
Okay.
on mine, the names blend in, but you could also tap on the top for the date. So if you know when you put that lead page up, you might have an idea.
Okay.
Because if you don't have any other way for people coming to you, really active, then that's a way that you could probably, get in, anyway, that would be my suggestion of how to have.
That's a great
Okay,
one.
so is
Find
that
out
done?
who those people are.
Is that done, ladies, through Constant Contact or through lead pages that I make that bucket? Constant Contact?
Well, Constant Contact is where you put the bucket.
Yeah.
Lead pages is where you would change the integration to point to the bucket.
Oh, okay. All right. That is going to be like a nighttime project.
Or you could hire Regina.
I know. No shit. Oh my God. All right. So definitely form a bucket and soon, or else this is going to keep happening, right? They're just going to all be filtered into my big list, one big giant list. Okay. Because that way I'll be able to gauge, okay, this was the most popular.
Now, when you
Yeah.
send out an email,
Yeah. What's that?
when you send out an email, and let's say you want to send it out to people who have been opting into different things
Yeah.
that you've been doing throughout the year, you can send an email to
Okay.
all of the different buckets.
All right.
But in bucket
Yeah.
in bucketizing, is that a word?
Right now.
You get to identify
Okay,
where
so you
they
can also
opted
send
in.
out separate emails like,
That-
oh, I hope you're all sticking to your intentions, blah, 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 because they were the ones that got it. Okay. And then the other thing is,
Right.
what about the
Yeah.
page?
Yeah,
Because I see this
yeah.
on other people that have lead pages. What about the page that says, oh God, now my mind just went blank. I thought I was missing a page. I'm losing my mind. I thought I was missing a page in the integration, but maybe that's another thing. And then my other thing I worked on, I'm so proud of myself. Like I'm patting myself in the back. I made a video, a 30-second video, and I'm offering a free 60-minute Canva class because I'm a Canva pro. I'm a design. And
Awesome.
so that's my other one that I'm
I
about to
love
release,
Canva.
and it has a video. I was like so proud. I was jumping up and down. I attached a video to it. I'm still like experimenting with all the pages because it's so overwhelming with like all the stuff that you have to choose from. So that will be my next one. And then the product that I have for sale, the cards, I want to make one for that. And then I want to make one for my new course that's coming out. So
Yeah, and you want to have different buckets for.
yeah.
Exactly.
All different
So-
campaigns.
So let's talk lingo for a minute, because I know I'm still sort of confused, which is probably why I haven't gone forward too much. But there's like, you could start a new campaign, but at least in MailChimp, like they use different terminology, but I don't really understand what that terminology means.
Okay.
Like a campaign versus something else. Is that like standard from like if you do an Infusionsoft or Aweber or that's what.
No, it's not. It's not, because lead with like with MailChimp, a campaign is
Yeah,
every
exactly.
time you send out an email, I think. Whereas with GetResponse, a campaign I can set up so that anybody who opts into this particular opt-in page goes into this bucket. So I think it may be different. The terminology
Okay.
might be different with different software. But basically, you're looking to be able to build multiple lists. Let's say you send out an email with an opt-in for people to subscribe to. Let's say you're selling, I don't know, tennis shoes, right? And you're telling them how wonderful these shoes are. They're going to make you run faster. They're super attractive. People are going to ask you out on dates because you're wearing these tennis shoes, right? And people start buying these tennis shoes. Well, now you have another market.
Yeah.
Because they've already bought from you. And you want to look at the possibility of selling them t-shirts now because they've already bought tennis shoes.
Interesting.
So now you have two separate buckets. So you absolutely want to be marketing to your audience and knowing who's bought from you, who hasn't bought from you, who's clicked on certain things in your email and who hasn't. Those people who have clicked, they're interested. So then you turn around and send them a separate email. So that's a little bit behind the scenes.
And then the
in
last thing,
email
I did
marketing.
remember what it was, guys. The form thing that you get saying like you just subscribed and now you're opted in to get like my 2-weekly blog post or something. Like, was I missing something that they don't get that? Was that something that I had to create too? It is? Okay. And she's shaking her head. I'm clueless.
The email, so some of them it's a double opt-in email, right? So like click here to make sure you subscribe. And then once you do that, one of their first emails is it's their thank you email. Is that what you're talking about? Like an email versus a page that pops up?
Yeah, and am I supposed to create something on my end, ladies, that says like, thank you for opting in and now you're on my invitation for inspiration list? Because that's the thing I do every 2 weeks where people get stories and all kinds of inspiration. Am I missing something that they don't get that? Or do they automatically know that they're on the list? Is that a confusing question? Yeah.
Well, once they sign into your list, you can set up an autoresponder that will email them that says, hey, welcome to my list.
Okay.
It's like the first email out the gate. As soon as they sign up, you're going to send them to your inspiration
so that's called an autoresponder.
guide. And then you're going to send them an email to say, hey, here's the guide. Just in case you didn't get it the first time, here's the guide again. And now you can start communicating with them.
Perfect. So that's called an autoresponder. And again,
them.
now is that on Constant Contact or Lead Pages that I do? Constant Contact?
It's through your mail.
Yeah. Constant Contact. Constant Contact is where you want to start building that.
Okay. Wow.
Those autoresponders, right? So 6 months from now, somebody opts in, and you already have several autoresponders that fire off.
Okay.
That start.
Yeah, it's just overwhelming.
Does that
make
sense?
So helpful. I'm just like, holy crap! I'm lucky. I completed the page and I got people to click on it. But I'm telling you, Blab is. You guys, for everyone out there watching, like seriously, you could be putting your links in the side for your lead page if it's not spammy or salesy. But I did a thing on intentions and I'm giving away a free intention thing. So hello. And I put it in the side in a non-creepy way. Everyone freaking clicked. I'm like, I didn't even do a thing. We were talking about that. So you guys are giving away something, talking about sports. Oh, by the way, I give away a sports thing. Bam, it's on the side. It's like, it was so easy. I cannot even explain it. So I'm inspired. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I inspire people. You inspired me. So someone's gonna know this shit. Someone's gonna know this shit because I don't want to know it. I want someone else to teach me.
One thing I'll say about the autoresponder. So
exactly.
Again, I don't know Constant Contact that well. With MailChimp, you have to be on the paid service to do the autoresponder.
Okay, and I pay.
Yeah, so with Constant Contact. So just check, make sure you. Yeah, we did.
We found that out.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
Why
and it still didn't work.
Oh, we got to upgrade.
Money. I'm tired of it. It's like,
I'm getting away from MailChimp personally, but so just make sure that's where I'm going. So just make sure you understand whatever yours is.
Yeah, what you get. Like I have the text opt-in that's really nice on Constant Contact. Text 22828 to say it with Sandra or something. That's handy. Like if you're at a trade show and people are like, oh, how do I do it? Like pull out your phone and text. Everyone knows how to do that. So how do you guys know each other? Like what do you guys do together in general? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I am an intuitive healer and business coach, and I studied with Christian Michelson, and that's where I met Regina.
Oh, awesome. And now do you do blabs a lot about this topic, or is this your first time?
For me, this isn't the first time about lead pages. I'm doing a series of interviewing inspirational people that rock my world. So like you could be one, people who do copy, people who walk dogs. Like, like I haven't figured out, I don't want just one niche. I want to, connect with amazing people. So that's what I'm using Blab for.
Awesome. Well, it was so nice to meet you. I'll free my seat up for everyone else, and I'm following you guys, and I will definitely, I like to brag about people that I meet that are helpful, so I'll be mentioning your name. But thank you guys so much, and I'm happy that I got to pull off my first lead page, and now I get to brag about it. At least I think I do.
Yeah, awesome. I'm going to sign up for your list.
Thank you guys so much. Peace.
Thank you, Sandra. All right, so let's thank you people who I saw a whole bunch of people join as we were talking. I didn't want to cut people off, so hopefully you're caught up of what we're doing. Regina is a master at websites and especially lead pages, and she's sharing her wisdom with us of how, to get you guys going, to get me going, to get all of us going. And so if you have any questions, whether it's something super techy, because she's the tech lady, or super simple that I might actually be able to answer, please post a question. So Regina, it is 1 past the hour. How are you feeling? Do you want to bring in someone else if they have a quick question? Do you want to call it a wrap? I will, since you're my guest.
Yeah. Let's just spend a couple minutes. I was looking to see if there were any questions that might have shown up.
Yeah, I didn't see, let's see. Oh, okay.
Double opt-in. Yeah. So let's speak to that, Carla. So what we have are laws where when you have somebody opt into your list, U.S. law requires that you give them the opportunity to unsubscribe when you're mailing them. That's for the U.S. There are other countries that require that double opt-in feature. And what that double opt-in feature is, when somebody provides their name and email address to your opt-in, that you then send them an email to that email address that says, are you sure you want this free thing? That they have to click on their email address to confirm. That's called a double opt-in. And then you send them another email with the freebie. That's something that is eventually most countries are going to implement. I'm sure the United States will someday, one day. I know Canada for sure requires email marketers to do double opt-ins. So if there's any chance that you could be marketing around the world like Carla and I are, you want to make sure you have that double opt-in feature in there and not just a single opt-in.
So that's it.
Any questions about that?
Well, I just wanted to clarify, but I think that you just did. So the laws are not just if you reside in that country, but regardless of where you reside, if you're advertising in that country, you have to have the double opt-in.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. It's, and I think you would even be like I don't necessarily want to upset Canadians, right? So I am absolutely going to be respectful of their laws. In doing that, and when I teach the program, I do have a couple of old opt-ins where it's just a single opt-in. The Money Attraction Mastery one is just a single opt-in, and I'm still following U.S. laws. And every time I send an email using GetResponse, at the very bottom, it gives people the opportunity to unsubscribe. That's what's required in the United States.
What happens if we send something to Canada and we don't have a double opt-in? Do we get in trouble? Like what? And maybe you don't. That's beyond your scope, and you don't want to speak.
If you reside in Canada and you're doing email marketing, then you aren't
Okay.
able to
Okay.
do single opt-ins. But if you're in the United States, yes, you can do single opt-ins. But if you're marketing to people in Canada are
Got it.
expecting
Got
that double opt-in.
Okay.
It's their law. And in my class, I do speak to what the laws are in the single opt-in and the double opt-in.
Okay, great. That was going to be my next, if you do that in your class. Awesome. Let's see. Any other questions that people have? Yeah. I mean, there's double opt-in versus single opt-in is a big. If you're in the digital marketing world at all, the controversy goes like crazy because people are like, they just want to build a list. I think Regina and I are on the same page where I don't want to just build a list. I want to build a list of authentic people who really want to be part of my tribe. And, and it's, like this nice, sweet love fest. And we're sharing our content and our brilliance with people who actually want it, not spamming people. And so I think a double opt-in is, just to ensure that we get the people we want on our list. Because there's a difference between a watered down list and a really strong list that affects us too.
True. Mm-hmm. I will have to say though, when I sent my mom an email to opt into my list, she didn't know that she had to go and check her email once she signed up for my page. So you really have to spell it out. Go to your email and find the link that we just sent you to click on it. Yeah, there is a learning curve also with a lot of the people on the internet, like younger folks, they have no problem figuring out things. But when you're sending people that aren't necessarily internet savvy, you do need to spell it out for them what to do.
Yeah. I didn't have an autoresponder. I just used a thank you page to give away my gift on MailChimp. And the person, I had a friend of a friend was like, hey, I signed up for your thing and I never got the free gift. I was like, it was on a thank you page. Oh, I was supposed to read that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And it was like big things, but yeah. Anyway, that's
one of the things that I teach in my class, that you have two opportunities. Yes, that thank you page, you're going to provide them a link to download the thing, but you're also going to turn around and send them an autoresponder email, boom, as soon as they sign up for your list, that you have an opportunity to say welcome, share a little bit about yourself, give them your free thing, maybe give them another free thing, or offer to let them sign up for a free session. Whatever it is, you have that opportunity to start building a rapport with that autoresponder. Now that you have their email list, right? Their email address.
Absolutely. One person wanted to come on to give a quick tip. Do you want to stay on while he gives a tip? Do you want to post a link for your class, and you could scoot away and I could call him in. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna let you decide what. Oh, never. Oh, hang on. Let me see if he is still here. And then Regina, will you please post a link again to your class in the chat so people could find you, and anything else that you want to post?
Absolutely, yes. I have a, was he going to jump back on? I kind of want to hear the tip. I learned so much from my own clients, tell you the truth.
All right, so hop on in, Evan. All right. Entrepreneur, risk taker, online marketer, love animals, marching confidently in the direction of his dreams. You are very welcome on our blab. I don't know if you guys could see, but he's starting to come on. All right, Evan, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing your screen for this. Sharing my screen for this tip for you guys.
Okay, so wait. Before you go on, how are you sharing your screen on Blab? Are you using like a third-party app?
Yeah, it's app called ManyCam. You can get free version or paid version. I can put a link to the chat for you guys if you're not using and aware of this particular
Yes, I'm
technology.
interested in that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
that
there
would
are
be
many more
brilliant.
software that you could use. This doesn't
Oh,
work
great.
on apps, on Apple products, though, on Windows
Okay.
only.
Okay. Well,
Okay. First of all, my name is Evangelos Axiarchis. Thank you for reading my bio. Thank you. And interesting and great topic. I'm very interested in actually this type of things in the past, and I'm still involved in because I flip websites. I don't basically build them now because I find some tedious jobs there. So to do them myself, sometimes I just go on easy to buy them, and then if I like them, I keep them. If I don't, then I sell them again. So
okay.
I am basically try to give you tips about the opt-in page conversion rates. How
Great.
there was a question, people were stuck, like how they find what opt-in page are converting and what's their rates are. And this the particular marketplace got 200 million paid customers. So it's take notice of this. ClickBank, if you haven't heard of it, is one of the biggest 100 retailers on the market, if you haven't heard of it. So, and here basically, when you go to the marketplace, and under every single offer, it says, where I highlighted in here, says 8% and $2.15 EPC, which is, that's what the conversion rate if they put in ads up. So every ad they put basically convert 8%. And some of them higher. And basically on this particular page, this particular one is like 34% conversion bump. So
that's really good.
Depends on the. I totally agree with Regina. It's totally unpredictable, and you cannot really rely on certain factors. It depends on the market needs a particular product and particular niche, and that's drive this particular conversions. So by all means, track your ads and track your links, see where you come up from. And there are many trackers you can get for free. You could use places like TinyURL or Bitly for your link tracking, see what the conversions are. And that's another tip for you guys. And that's basically it. That was my tip. I hope you enjoyed it. And nice to be connecting with you guys, and great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, Carla, I think I'm going to have to pop off.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
It was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. And maybe we'll be able to do this again real soon.
I think so. I think there's a definitely a need for this, and maybe we could even do it more like, you know, just getting started with this, and we could like do a series where people like we could help people, you know, or ask. Maybe it could just be a Q&A session of, you know, phase 1 of getting your lead page up, and then that's what it's all about. And that way we will attract the people, like depending on where they are in their lead page, you know.
Right.
Hell yeah.
And now we know we can share our screen.
Yeah, not very well though. I mean, it's
yeah, that was kind of small.
But I'm on a little laptop, right? If someone has a gigantic screen, maybe they were able to see it really, really well. So that's the other thing that we have to remember when we do these is some people could be watching, you know, on tiny screens. Great. So thank you, everybody.
Right, on their phones.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Thank you, Regina. You're amazing. And
thank you.
Please look her up. Check out her class. Check out her freebies. And until next time. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the